Yeah, what you
Yeah,
got for
going to
me? Tell me
Durham.
about your Dukers.
Yeah, man. This is
That's a
I
good game
follow
right here.
Duke,
I
man.
like
I
this.
kind of put the pot on Duke early on in the season. Duke's been fighting, man. They are feisty defensive bunch. They're very, very stingy defensively.
Hmm.
You've seen what they did to Clemson. You see how they followed that up in their following week. Now they got Notre Dame coming off a loss, an upsetting loss, a coaching error loss. So
Yeah,
this is big, man. This is why I'm a little. I just want to kind of discuss this with you a little bit. 5.5.
talk to me.
I
Yeah,
do
man,
like
that
five
stuck
and a
out to
half.
me. That really stuck out to me. So here's the question. I think is the important question you have to do for the line adjustment. If Notre Dame would have won against Ohio State, what's this line? 7.5. It has to be a touchdown. If they beat Ohio State, has to be a touchdown. No
Yeah,
way, no
maybe
way,
6.5.
no way they hang under a touchdown after beating Ohio State.
Yeah, but I think ultimately, really, that game they beat Ohio State. They did beat Ohio State. They really did.
What the win loss don't say they did.
I know, but if you look at the game, they really did
I
lose.
remember the game. It was a fluke.
So I'm trying to think like, okay, if Notre Dame beat Ohio State, then yeah, I can see the line being 7.5. But really, the
Yeah,
game
that's what
was.
I'm saying.
But I don't know. I just don't think this. I don't think that loss, the way they lost, really indicates this line, because I think Notre Dame really had that game in control, and unfortunately gave it up at the last second.
I don't think
So
this game's gonna be that close.
really, you think Notre Dame comes in there and handles business?
I think so. I mean, it's hard to emotionally get up for such a down because it was a huge down. Like that changes everything for playoffs. Everything goes in your head. But I don't, I don't think Duke is going to be able to hang with a Notre Dame team coming off a loss like that. Like this, Notre Dame should beat them by at least a touchdown. It wouldn't surprise me if they beat them by 10 points, like double digit points. I think but playing in Duke is tough. You know what I mean? Like it's that, and it's the spot is there for Duke too. Like it's almost like you picking up the pieces a little bit from a team that just lost a heartbreaker. And you put yourself on the map to pick up those pieces too. But I mean, Duke hasn't really got tested since what beating Clemson in the opening round, but they played what Lafayette, UConn last week. They ain't play nobody yet, and now you got a Notre Dame team, seasoned, veteran. Hartman's playing, out of his mind. Who's the running back? Estemin, leading the league leading the nation in rushing with that offensive line, way that defense plays and swarms. I really like Notre Dame here, man. I really like Notre Dame here.
Yeah,
I
man.
think
I think we're gonna be on
I
opposite end
like
of
them.
this. I like first half under. I believe in Duke's defense. They get after it. They're not giving up points. So that's my problem. I love Hartman. I think Hartman's a good quarterback. I'm rooting
Hmm.
for Freeman, a coach for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But I think Duke's defense is the real deal. I don't care who's
Mm.
coming in that building. I think they're going to attack, and I think they're going to be licking their chops, just like they did when Clemson came in the building for Notre Dame to
Hmm.
come in the building.
But we know Clemson ain't good though. That's the thing.
I I agree. I agree.
Like like Clemson ain't nowhere close to what Clemson used to be.
No, but Clemson showed me a little more last week when they played Florida State. I thought Florida State was going to dominate that game. They didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is
Yeah.
Notre Dame is going into Durham for the first time, and I believe in this Duke's defense. So that's my only thing. I don't know. Obviously, my lean would be Duke might plus the 5.5 at home with the home dog. I think defensively they're going to be able to
Hmm.
stay in this game, and that quarterback lives every week with a a chip on his shoulder. He tells his mom, "Tell me I suck, so I can come out here and smack somebody
Yeah.
around." And he
Well,
been
guess
doing
what? His mom gonna tell him, "I told you you
it.
sucked."
But give me look at that total. Look at that total first half.
All right, bring that up.
I think that will be my play. Yeah.
and
Give
then
me
we'll get the
give me a
teasers.
unit on the first half total under 25.5. I'm adding that to my book right now.
I actually really like that play. I think that's a decent play. Um, because I think from a game flow theory, if Notre Dame does beat them up a little bit, it's only going to be like 13-3. I don't think Notre Dame puts up 17 in the first half. Maybe 14-10, 14-7, 14-9.
Yep.
Like the way Duke plays offensively, I just don't think Leonard's going to be able to run. Like they rely a lot on him, um, his dual threat ability, and I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. He's going to have to beat them from the pocket, and I don't think that's the way to beat. I don't think they can beat Notre Dame like that. Um, and they just don't have like Ohio State was different. Ohio State has the studs, man. They got obviously the probably the best player in the nation, right? In Harrison. And then I forget the other Ubaka was it not Ubaka? I forget
Yeah.
how you yeah,
I mean,
Ibaka.
yeah, Ohio State offensively is fun.
Henderson. Like they got speed, Ohio State McCord is, McCord. But I mean, Notre Dame did enough to win that game. They did enough to win that game, and they probably should have won that game. Um, like you said, a little, blooper on the end there. Um, yeah, and I think my thing is with the look ahead. I wonder what the look ahead was. Actually, I can probably look that up real quick here. Um, but I'm thinking the look ahead was probably 7.5, almost 8, and it dropped because of that loss. I think that's a bad line there. And
So
you know what? Because you my man, give me Notre Dame, bro.
we're gonna
Give
go
me
head to
Notre.
head.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it, bro. We're gonna have to do it because you
My
know
last analysis on this game, Duke is stingy on defense. You know how I feel about their defense. And I think, like you said, offensively, Duke is heavy on the run and can run the football. And that's the only weakest part of Notre Dame's defense is them against the run. They're kind of in between. They're not really tight against the run. So I think you're going to see some success for Duke and be able to hang in there. If you look statistically, you can see
But is
Duke's
that because
off.
of Henderson last week though?
I'm just saying as far as Notre Dame's defense against the
I
run.
know. Yeah, against the run. Like, I mean, they beat up on Navy, but Navy runs the triple option, right?
Yeah,
So all they do is run, and then they beat up on who was it? Tennessee State, which ain't nobody, so we can just
yeah,
skip that, right? And then who was next? Was Ohio State? Here, let me bring up the schedule. NC State. Here it is. NC State.
yeah. So we
Um,
had, mhm.
yeah. So I mean, outside of Ohio State, nobody's rushed for over 100 yards on them. Maybe Navy collectively.
Right. I'm just saying if Duke can have any success, it will be in the run game because they can run the football, which means
All
it tells
right.
me they're stout up front. That's all. This is to hang in. I didn't say they're
Yeah,
gonna win.
yeah.
I just like the 5.5, but we can
I
go
mean,
head to head. We
it
go head
don't
to
matter,
head.
bro. You already know what happened when we go head to head.
That's true.
Like,
I don't have a good record, but the way I've been running
yeah,
this year, I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't want to do it to you, brother.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
like
I
taking
don't
money out of
know.
my guys' pockets, man. But it's shared money on the back end. So